for a long period, perhaps, Bangladesh might not see a democratically elected government? Or are you seeing the possibility that maybe the army might facilitate the return of Begum Khaleda Zia in some manner, and then we might have a government led by the BNP and Khaleda Zia back in power?
I would like to say just morning shows the day. We are seeing what is happening now. And when you are talking about Khaleda Zia, her son is a convicted terrorist who was involved in supplying weapons to Ulfas and instigating insurgency inside India. So I mean, and I cannot comment what is going to happen. I'm completely puzzled and I'm very angry seeing that the Bangladesh democracy is at risk, and Bangladesh sovereignty is at risk, and this region's peace and stability is at risk, because maybe Bangladesh is going to become a vassal state of Pakistani eyesight.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what you have told us, Mr. Salahuddin, adds a lot of perspective for Indian viewers as to what is really happening on the ground. Shawan, if you allow me, I want to ask one more question to Mr. Salahuddin, which is about the safety of the Indian citizens. I'm not talking about the Bangladeshi Hindu citizens, Mr. Salahuddin, but there are about 6,000 to 8,000 Indian citizens in Bangladesh from Dhaka to Sylhet to Chittagong. What about their safety if there is an anti-India sentiment on the ground?
Silur Rahman and Asif Nazrul, those who are sitting now as representing, they are projected as so-called civil society representatives. So when you are patronizing anti-India elements, sitting with them, I'm very much worried about the safety and security of the Indian citizen in this country. I'm completely not only angry, not only annoyed, I'm absolutely devastated.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Salahuddin. Please stay with us. Shawan, I believe there are more updates coming in. Sheikh Hasina has landed at the Hindon Air Base in a Bangladesh military aircraft. From there, in a chopper, she would be taken to the IGI, the Indira Gandhi International Airport. There, she would be meeting the Bangladeshi diplomats, a team of Bangladeshi diplomats, possibly go to the Bangladesh High Commission, and there a plan would be made based on where she is headed to, and subsequently her move out of India would be facilitated. It's possible that she might not be moving onwards to her destination tonight itself. It's possible that she might put up at the Bangladesh High Commission, is what we are getting to hear from our sources, and might go for her onward journey as soon as tomorrow. Shawan.
Well, in fact, there hasn't been much of a clarity on that front, Abhishek, because of the fact that you've had the Indian government completely being silent on this entire matter. Not much has been spoken about what's really happening, while there are already talks which are underway. But having said that, one thing is clear, that Sheikh Hasina would not be staying back in India, or for that matter political asylum is something that a few reports were essentially suggesting, but now a confirmation now coming in that she hasn't really sought for political asylum. This is something that Sheikh Hasina has already witnessed in the past. Remember the fact that she was in exile and she has faced them, Khaleda Zia, in the past too. Now, how does this really impact on the ground, Abhishek, is something that one will have to wait and watch, because one, giving a free run to the Jamaat as well as the BNP is of a huge concern. If you remember the kind of statements that were basically made by the BNP, especially when they had boycotted the elections that took place, which of course worked in favor for Sheikh Hasina. The fact of the matter is that the Americans had largely responded by saying that democracy cannot really operate in isolation or in a vacuum. Now that is a response that really did not go down well with the Bangladeshis, particularly the fact that this was an indication of some sort of an interference that you've had. There is uncertainty looming large right now in Bangladesh, given the fact that you've had Bangladeshi army chief indicating that an interim government will be brought into picture, and that interim government would be looking into the daily affairs of the government till the time the elections are essentially held. Now, whether at all elections are going to happen anytime soon, that's obviously not known at this stage. But let's look at a few key factors right now. Let's just take you through all the developments that have taken place over the last few hours. Around 2:30 this afternoon is what we are being told, that Sheikh Hasina had left from Ganga Bhavan. That's the Prime Minister's residence in Dhaka. This after a call was actually given by the protesters of ghirawing her residence. And also earlier in the day, you've already had the Bangladesh army chief indicating that he would be addressing the nation. This was around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. News thereafter basically emerged that an ultimatum was basically given to Bangladesh Prime Minister by the army that she should be resigning within 45 minutes. So the last image that you see of Sheikh Hasina is in the presence of military officers, number one. Number two, what we have also witnessed is that just after the signing, the resignation that was tendered by Sheikh Hasina, she flew off from Dhaka. There are reports that are coming in that the Indian mission has played an important, a crucial role in helping Sheikh Hasina leave from Dhaka. This was also the same very moment that you have had the protesters continuing with the vandalism that we have seen. Unfortunately, the image that actually came in a short while back of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's statue being vandalized. Remember, the man who's been credited for the formation of Bangladesh, the man who fought for Bangladesh today, his statue was actually vandalized. Only shows the grim situation on the ground. Now, the fact of the matter is this: many are wondering whether at all this is some sort of a spontaneous protest that are taking place on the streets of Dhaka. Having said that, remember, over the last few days, it has become amply clear that this has taken a clear political turn, that you've had the Jamaat as well as the BNP, the principal opposition party in Bangladesh, really once again challenging Sheikh Hasina's government and indicating that this was a government that was largely being run for their own people, for the Awami League itself.